Ryan, it's time to head back to Tronland!
Yeah, that's where we are. It's taking a second to remember, Kyle, what was happening in Kingdom Hearts 2, Pajanime 2. Hello, everyone.
Yep.
But we're kind of in the lull. The last serious plot stuff we got had to do with we know that the organization has been going to these worlds and they like
with their shit.
They like it when we kill Heartless.
Yes.
With the Keyblade. It's doing something for it's filling a meter. Their mobile meter goes up, I guess, in the game they're playing.
Nice reference.
I mean, pretty much, right? That's the equivalent. Apparently, it's unlocking Kingdom Hearts. I always love this image. And otherwise, the last big plot up we got was way back when Mickey was finally there for a second. Here, actually, in Hollow Bastion. Since then, we've just been grinding worlds and meeting odd organization member bosses at the worlds. We realized the difference in chapters, and I believe we've done everything in every other part of this game, including Atlantica. We finished that off last episode, and now we're back to finish off Tron World, and then I think it's wrap-up, Kyle.
Yeah, I think we're into grind territory a little bit, too.
Yeah. Finish off Hollow Bastion, or Radiant Guardian, and that's about it.
The terminal works.
Great!
Now we're back hanging out with Tron and the MCP, the Master Control Program.
Yeah, I think that the main thing that we're looking for is level 50. Right now.
So before we move forward with anything here, after I did the recap, we have to both just say, have you seen the poster? Have you seen the hottest new thing that's plaguing the internet this morning?
Sonic?
Not Sonic. I said this morning.
Oh, no.
They released a poster for the live-action Aladdin. So it's fitting to this game and this series.
Okay.
You know the one that has Will Smith as Genie?
No, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, Will Smith will be the Genie. That was the thing. And then otherwise it seemed like a lesser-known cast, which, you know, going authentic for the...
Well, it's also kind of what they did with Lion King, right? Well, no.
Yeah, exactly, which is fine. Except for what's making the internet react is the Genie is not animated. It's just straight up Will Smith wearing a blue jacket with like a... You know, like a Goro style, not hair and the fucking beard. And you're just like, no, you just don't do it. Genie should not be a person. Genie should be blue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I stand firm that I have no problem with them using Will Smith. Thanos him up, right? Like, fuck off. Genie is, like, can you imagine if Thanos was just Josh Brolin? Like, without any makeup or CG? That would look dumb. No offense, don't get me wrong. Josh Brolin's an intimidating person.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he was really intimidating in American Gangster, which was a movie about mobs and corrupt cops.
He was also
works
pretty
in that
Cable.
role. Exactly. But you know what I mean? When you're making him the mad Titan Thanos who's a galactic conqueror, you don't just use Earth-looking Josh Brolin. You know, you do it up. And then, no, Josh Brolin killed that role, by the way. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I also think that you could have a case where Will Smith kills that role. But, like, he's just sitting there smiling with, like, it just looks like Fresh Prince Will put on a freaking outfit. Like, he's dressed up to go to the museum for the school's trip. Like, I just don't, like, that's not the Genie. I don't know. Anyway, the internet has been, I don't know. I went through a few Twitter takes. Everyone's just like, everyone seems to be of the, why didn't you make him blue? It's just like, which I don't know, it just felt like a no-brainer. That was always a creative decision that I felt worked. Like, whether animated or not, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, yes. Like, I think you can get, like, there's certain times you can get away from something like that, the gimmick. Like, I think, I know you didn't see Jessica Jones Season 2, but in the comics, Purple Man is actually purple. And, like, he looks all, like, you know, mutant-y and, like,
That's
weird.
good.
And they decided to just do, you know, the actor that everyone likes who's in Doctor Who, David Tennant.
Yeah.
They decided to just do him wearing a purple suit. And I was like, that's fine. That works because this is, you know, the villain just uses powers where he tells people what to do, right? Making him this rich, seeming, you know what I mean, confident, arrogant. It's like, that actually works better for what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But Genie is meant to be charming and silly. Like, he's meant to be the only, like I don't know, in my impression of Aladdin would have been that Genie's the only gimmicky part of that movie, with the exception of maybe the cave stuff and any like, you know, any mythical stuff that you decide to go down, right? Maybe creatures or lions or you know, it's Aladdin. Sometimes it has stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
but, like,
sure.
I feel like I was just like, shouldn't Genie be the only connection to that mystical stuff, and then the rest of it should be live action, you know, hanging out in this bazaar and going to the palace and life and street rat. And I guess they decided, no, Genie needs to just be a guy.
Will Smith.
I honestly would not be mad if they changed that, like, after the feedback. Like, that's how, I don't know. Like, to me, that actually breaks my interest in seeing the movie. That's how bad it is. I just,
Wow.
it's just, it's not because I think Will Smith is bad, or like I said, I enjoy Will Smith in a lot of stuff. I actually enjoy him probably. I defend more of his stuff than I'm sure that, you know, a lot
Most
of people
would. Yeah, because he's mixed
I really
reviews.
liked I really liked iRobot for what it was, and I Am Legend, for example.
Yeah.
Which I know had
very mixed
good.
reviews.
They had on the good range, like 60, 70, you know what I mean? But like still a contingent of people that were like, this is just like this is more thoughtful than your typical generic filler, but it's still just popcorn movies. It's like, and I can definitely, like, they're no Children of Men, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're high cinema, but in terms of the stuff Will Smith is doing, I'd say they're on the better end of his, you know, I'd take I Am Legend or Hancock or any of that over Wild Wild West any day of the week. So then again, Wild Wild West is literally trash tier cinema, so
oh yeah,
that's not saying
much.
Mech
spider
right? It's basically what I'm saying,
right?
is there's competent Will Smith movies and bad Will Smith movies. I don't mind the competent ones.
Wild
but
Wild
I
West,
agree,
the one
they
with
don't
the
set the
giant
word
mechanical spider
yeah.
thing, right? Yeah.
It's steampunky, and it's
yeah.
The problem is it didn't try to be authentic. It had a lot of steampunk aesthetic, but the aesthetic was mostly in the costume design, and the music was very pop culture. The style was very pop culture. Will Smith basically acted like Will Smith. The plot wasn't steampunk like, you know what I mean, Will Smith goes to steampunk land, but all the characters, like, you know what I mean, they just acted too modern. It's one of my biggest problems with Adam Sandler movies. It's why those things only work as comedies, right? How am I supposed to take you seriously if none of the characters act in universe, right? Like, it's like when he does a western and everyone just acts like potty mouth 14-year-olds from 1995. It's just like nobody in western land would act like anyone from 1995 because that's 1887 or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, can you at least try to present this somewhat like it's like their SNL sketch equivalents, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I get it, this is just commentary on the current time, but you're never going to take commentary seriously unless it, you know, at least tries to live in the space. That's what, you know, I know have you seen the first season of True Detective?
No.
So that's what True Detective did, or Fargo. You know what I mean? Like, they're definitely satire. Sonny does this too, right? Sonny will commit to whatever, you know, if they're doing a Halloween episode, the editing, the directing, the writing style, you know what I mean? Like, the whole show becomes a thriller. They don't hesitate to
mix it up,
to do it. Community was the same way. Yeah, it's like that. You and I are kind of, we've talked about this before, but if you're gonna go for it, go for it. You know what I mean? Don't just put a flavor on it. Don't just be like, well, this is anime flavor, or this is Western flavor. It's like, no, be a Western. And make kooky characters inside of that. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing, because it won't let me go.
I don't think you should be on the skateboard.
The skateboard I just got on 4 seconds ago. That's not the problem.
I know. Well, maybe we got to go back to data space.
No, I tried this already. It didn't let me do anything at this terminal.
But yes, fuck the new Genie. And yeah. Kyle, if you haven't seen it, you need to take a look at it.
I'll take a look at it between episodes.
It is not good.
I believe you. Seriously, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing right now?
I love how we'd have to bop out to the world map to see that too, right? Like how we couldn't just... Because it doesn't show our objectives in our inventory, but if we go to the world, like the space, it would be like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Which is stupid, right? Isn't that dumb?
Yes.
Maybe it's somewhere hidden in the journal, but it should be like objectives. Or maybe just put it on the mini-map or something, like the words, what you're doing next, right? Again, I know that these are things the video games later just do, but...
Yeah.
Even the sequel still showing its age in some regards.
We should have been paying better attention.
True. Pit cell. Back to the pit cell. Oh yeah, is that Tron? Oh no, there's Donald and Goofy. That's how we leave. Oh, light cycle. Is that where we need to go?
I don't fucking
know.
I'm just guessing.
Game area.
Yeah, apparently that's where we were supposed to.
Cool. We activated.
Why did you bring me to a place that just made me go?
Cutscene. Sid typing.
I thought if I used that terminal, it would take me back out.
Hi, it's me, Squall.
Yeah, you're pretty fucking old, dude. Look at your beard.
Oh, come on, Merlin.
I'll show you who's old.
Cast a spell on him and make him old. Really?
Dick move, Merlin.
Oh, come on. Merlin's the grumpy old asshole that you're just like, whatever.
This had better work.
I don't know if I like this, guys.
Moth, be on your guard.
We got the floppy. We got the CD-ROM. kind of looks a little different. It's a little bigger. I remember I remember something being that. What's it called? PS. It looks like a bigger version of what, you know. Have you ever seen the PSP discs? They were like little circle. Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
but they were in cartridges. If you were to like take them out of the cartridge and make that bigger. Or a GameCube. GameCube discs were weird though. They were really thin.
Yeah.
I was
They
felt
looked
I was
like
gonna
they would break
from touching
immediately.
them. Yeah, I know. I hated the GameCube. Side effect. I just don't think that was Nintendo's best console. I know a lot of people like some of the games on it, but I actually think that was Nintendo's worst console. That was the console that, like, don't get me wrong, they then decided to go in different directions with the Wii, but I was still on board with the N64. The GameCube was when I was like, I don't think.
I
Don't
think
get
the
me wrong,
Wii
I
was their
still like
worst
Mario and
console.
Zelda to a degree, but you know what I mean? Like, I generally only actually just like Zelda. Because Mario's gone 3D, and I respect 3D Mario, but you know what I've said about that. I'm not as...
Yeah.
That's just not my jam.
I mean, they still make 2D Marios, but
I know. I see, that's the thing. I feel like the Switch would be more for me, because not only do they make 2D Marios, but the ability to then go on the Virtual Store and get Super Mario 3, and then just be able to play Super Mario 3 anywhere handheld is like...
kind of
Yeah.
nice, yeah.
Hey, I'm on a plane. I'm bored. You know, let's just beat Super Mario 3 again. And then all the passengers can hear me rage when I get to World 8 and the freaking super fast screen tank levels.
Yeah.
That's my jam, though.
They'll be like, oh, you must be at World 8. They'll just know.
I get that Indie has kind of moved that into that space, and Nintendo has taken... Nintendo
Well,
went
44,
into
baby.
the third-person action third-person platformer direction.
Yeah. You don't fly super often, though, do you?
Fly?
Yeah.
In Mario 3?
No, I mean like in life, like on a plane. Because you said that...
Sometimes. No, it's been a while. I used to a little more regularly.
Was your
just
last
for
one the
things.
one, like on a trip to see Chris?
No, maybe.
I'm trying to think of
Maybe.
my last flight, if it was since then. I think that was my last one, too.
Maybe. I think I might have taken a trip on a plane since then, though. I don't remember, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be taking one next year, at least, because I'll have a fucking honeymoon.
Yeah. The MCP is ready. Where are you guys going? Like Mexico? Hawaii?
Well, we're going to two
I'm
different
just guessing
places.
islands, because like I just figure that that's where people do that.
Yeah,
sort of honeymoon thing as usual.
one of the places we're going, because of Alex's love of Disney, is Florida. We're spending a week at Disney World.
Don't get eaten by gators.
I'll try not to. And then, yeah, probably somewhere south. Not sure exactly where yet, but... Like, proper south, not, you know, 65-year-old old people south. Because that's, besides Disney World, that's all that's in Florida, is just old people.
Yeah, you don't mean southern United States. You mean south, like
Yeah.
island south.
Hell yeah.
Like maybe South America, Brazil.
No, probably an island, not continent shit.
Yeah, okay.
Tropical shit, you know. Beaches and stuff.
I'm pretty sure Brazil is still pretty tropical. It's just, you know,
It's
cities and...
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
think it's
cities is
also
not
a
what we're
dangerous
looking for.
place to go.
Yeah, it is. Let's
I know
try
there's
it.
some nice cities, but yeah, I remember the Olympics were there not that long ago, weren't they? Wasn't it Rio? And then there was like robberies and stuff.
Yeah, and
to
Ryan
people.
Lochte was a dick.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
He's a friend of ours. Leon, Merlin, Aerith, Yuffie.
I thought you were talking about Ryan Lochte, and I was like, no, he's a dick. And also, we've never met.
I'm sorry. You do have a lot of user friends, Tron. We're users because we're on computers at some point, so yeah. They should make another Tron.
Yeah, will they?
This one should be okay. If Jeff Bridges, although guys, if you're gonna do Jeff Bridges again, which I don't even remember if they can, because I'm trying to remember if he dies or gets stuck in the program at the end of the second one.
Well, he was already stuck in the program.
Yeah, but he's in the second one, like prominently.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to remember if like I'm pretty sure he was stuck in the program, but like things were starting to get bad for him. Like he needed to leave. It was like there were people looking for him and Olivia Wilde, who I believe was some other. She was like a Tron 2.0 or something. She's like the, you know what I mean, the chosen one.
Yeah.
Miranda. She had a very Miranda character from Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Like created by him to be a super thing, and yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Running executable. The second one's all about his kid, because his kid finally comes to like check him out or something in the
Yeah.
in the thing, because the thing is all like hosted in an arcade machine, in an old arcade. Well, it is an old arcade machine now, because you know what I mean. They're doing the whole. It's modern day. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Everyone's on their game devices. Like Kyle right now.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I would be interested in another one of those. Just to go into this world again.
Okay, can we go here now that we have Tron? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Cool.
Yeah, now we need to go to the IO Tower hallway, I guess. And this is what's going on in Hall of Bastion. Oh yeah, there's still a big fight going on in Hall of Bastion, remember?
Yeah.
Mickey's still there. They're fighting all these. Oh, how come they get to fight all the cool enemies? I know we fought that one before.
Yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah, but Squall kills them in one hit.
Well, Squall's a badass.
Why are we doing this?
He had to use a real sword, not a fucking key.
Also, the organization wants us to be using the key, so why don't we just let everyone else do this?
Because
we should just be chilling.
People, they'll hurt people.
We need to really lean in and go full Anakin. This is pod racing. We need to go take a starfight. Our gummy ship. We need to take our gummy ship and just start shooting fools with it instead of using the Keyblade. I'd be down with that. Just turret sequences, just flying around shooting heartless and nobodies. I mean, why wouldn't we do that? Maybe gummy ship can't survive the space of inside world atmospheres.
Yeah. Spaceships usually don't do well in
Sid, get on it.
Wells.
I mean, Sid's supposed to be the master of airships. Get on something. I guess we're in the computer world, though. How are we going to... What, summon a light freaking... You know what I mean? A light bat plane.
Yeah. This is also
like
a digital
cycles.
Keyblade, so I don't know if this counts.
That's true. I think it always does. I actually don't think... You know, if you were to probably in universe explain it, it's actually probably impossible for Sora to hurt anyone without anything but the Keyblade because of some stupid magical.
Well, every time he's tried to, it's been pretty useless.
Well, yeah, exactly. And every time anyone else takes his weapon, it instantly comes back to him. So maybe it's just one of those things where if he tried to use another weapon, it would just be ineffective.
I mean, so far that has been exactly the case.
Yeah, but like if he used a gun, is what I mean. Like we've never used a gun, right? Guns exist. People use shit like that. I guess we do magic, but I always get that presumption that the magic is being summoned from the Keyblade.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like Thor, well, not like Thor, because I guess Thor shoots weapon. Yeah, Thor is the god of thunder. He just shoots thunder. I guess too. By the way, I know it's been a while since we talked about it, but the trailer of the Mortal Kombat they showed at the Game Awards was supposed to feature the Raiden shooting all the red. Was them? They finally confirmed. That's evil Raiden.
Oh no!
Like they've never done Evil Raiden before, so I'll take that. I'm kind of curious what that means.
Me too, actually.
They also, the one big announcement too, because I know they showed another Scorpion at the end of the trailer, was that it's going to have like Soul Calibur style character customization and character creation shit. So, yeah. The only step from now they need to go down to is we need to do. They did it in one of the old PS2 games or PS3 games, I remember. I just don't remember the game. I remember them doing like a creative fatality thing. They need to do more of that.
Oh yeah, that.
Now that they've changed with the X-rays and all of the other stuff, yeah, that would be a good user community thing.
Absolutely. Is this the way? This is the way.
Yeah, I think it's to the yeah.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, that seems right. A cutscene happened, so
yeah.
Type. Oh yeah, they're gonna put the disc in. Let's go. Give us this hastily created freaking disc that the Oh.
No.
Well, that sucks. The computer took over itself. Stupid machine.
Let me try.
If only I knew how to type. Listen, it's typing.
My
Are you a better
WPN
hacker?
isn't high enough.
Here. Why don't you try putting the disc in?
Yeah.
Bon appetit. Don't talk with your mouth.
Leon didn't even try that.
Leon was facepalming that like that's a bad line.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you just not load it, computer? If you have control. If the users... Anyway. I guess that they have no choice. You insert a disc, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee made the machine that way.
Come in yet.
Leon, come on!
There.
All right.
Oh
the
hey,
discs
it's
are
the
usually how
fucking
they
poster.
get things. Yeah, like in the movies there's like disc fighting and they throw it it's like a Windjammer style, like they throw the disc but they're trying to hit each other with it.
Yeah.
To hurt each other. And then you score points, and then if you lose, you get de-resed. It's like a games where the losers just get you know, because they think they're all programs, right? So I'm assuming they just get deleted.
Yeah.
And then they're all like, "What? We can't delete Jeff Bridges. He's not a program. He's a user."
Da-na-na-na.
What's it like? The
This is very strange.
Gorsh.
Huh? There's a power booster for me.
I love how there's like a Merlin's like the old stoner, and sometimes you can't trust what he's doing to the way they treat all his stuff. I love it.
Yeah, sure, Sora.
Well, like you users say, we won't know till we give it a try.
Yep, the old college try. You got it, Tron. Hanger, wow.
Tron learned a new ability.
What? How to be cool? Oh, we're not
already
gonna
knew
know what
that.
it is. And if you'd like to know what it is, tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
No, Ryan, we're only 20 minutes into this episode.
I know, but that's such a, you know,
Yes.
they tell. We have to look at the ability screen to know what Tron's. We might as well equip it while we're here.
I'm pretty sure Tron stuff does that on its...
Does it auto?
Should.
Man, I hope so.
Me too.
Kyle's like, fuck the menus. I'm not in a menu mood. Kyle's like, I deal with enough menus at work. Oh,
Oh! Restaurant joke! You're not wrong, though.
I've been watching some funny Larry David clips, and man,
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
yeah, there's some good clips of him in restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Just doing dumb. But like he criticizes things that are like, it's actually a legitimate thing to have a question about. It's just in the circumstances and the way he does it, you know, is like doesn't work. Like there's one where, so the manager comes over to actually be polite and tell Larry and his, the guy who's eating with him, who's like another actor usually most of the time, like an actor from movies you've seen. He says there was a disturbance in the kitchen. I just wanted to inform you your food will be a little bit longer, right? It's like, it's okay, that's a nice thing to say. But then Larry's like, well, what's the disturbance? So the guy's like, it's just a minor, just, you know, he's trying to politely be like, come on, like that's not. We normally don't tell you what the disturbance is. We're just letting you know that your food will be a few minutes late. Not even that much, just a few minutes. Like what? What are you doing here? So then Larry makes a whole thing how he's not answering questions because waiters generally don't answer questions very normally because they don't like being talked down to, right? So they try to cordially speak around it. So he starts just asking the most blunt questions of all. He's like, you know, well, you won't even answer my question. What's the disturbance? So he's like, you know what? Let's even get off that. Are you wearing a tie right now? What color of tie is it? So then the guy's like, let me just say, I can confirm that I'm wearing a tie. But that I will not answer your question because the color is apparent. And then he leaves. And I'm like, what is this scene? Oh my goodness. It's like, but the waiter doesn't want to be talked down to, right? He's like, what the fuck? But at the same time, it's just like, I understand what Larry's saying. He's like, I can't even ask this man a blunt question. He can't even tell me he's wearing a blue tie. Like, he can't even just say, I am wearing a blue tie.
That's amazing, though.
Oh, it's a great scene. And then Larry goes to use the washroom. And then he noticed that he sees the kitchen. So he goes in and starts talking with the chef. Because he's like, what was the disturbance? Why is there a secret about it? So then there's this huge disturbance gets created by him talking to the chef that makes everyone's food late. And finally, Larry learns the disturbance, like a scene later, where the disturbance was another customer complaining about something. So the irony of Larry becoming the future disturbance, which was caused by the disturbance, which is the same as his disturbance, which if you just would have left the customers to, like, that's kind of the thing, right? That's why waiters or that whole system is like, people just need to shut up and wait for their food.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's going to come.
Preach, brother!
Oh, bad. Anyway, it's just it's a whole funny, but at the same time, you know what I mean? We understand why they don't shut up and wait for the food because the manager's kindness is actually complicating things in some regard, right? It's a weird situation. It's funny. Anyway. Oh, this disc, I totally remember. Oh, yeah, we're going to get an on-disc fight. Let's do it. I remember them taking this disc in both movies. I remember they're using one of these discs to like try to escape to where the portal to get out is with Olivia Wilde and the kid and him, Jeff Bridges, and they're fighting like programs and stuff. It's cool.
That is cool sounding.
These things all, and like the thing is that you can't just fly anywhere in this space, right? They try to use like the information highway type thing as like a literal. So you see the little strands of like energy that you're on. That actually is like the lanes, right? So these things actually do only travel on those things. So when they were doing like other ships and other things fighting them, they had to like find the strands that would get close or connect so that they could. Yeah, it was neat. It added some tension to the scene.
Fucking bad form.
Oh yeah, we'd actually rather get this wasted now, wouldn't we?
Maybe because we've got a fucking weight gimmick of make sure there's not too many Heartless. So maybe not.
Oh yeah, because if there's too many Heartless, we lose.
Yeah. Although I'm doing an okay job of dealing with it.
Yeah, at least it's not during a pivotal boss fight. Is more my mindset.
Oh yeah.
I know. Once it activates, it doesn't mean it won't, but the counter resets to 0, so it won't activate again until the next. So if we save our next form shift,
we're also
until a
lowering
boss,
the odds anyway.
we can actually guarantee ourselves that form shift would never go black. Go to the or whatever the form is. You know the. What was the name of it? Shadow form or shade form or something?
Anti-form, isn't it?
Or anti-form. Yeah, that's what it is. There we go. Get that weight down. Oh shit, that was a nice stun by him.
I think I just lost.
Oh, yeah, we did. That's okay. Back on in it. There was another great.
It seemed every time that I killed an enemy too, it didn't like lower the thing, which is stupid.
There was another great scene where Larry was at a dinner party with people.
Yeah.
And like, he usually doesn't have like a relationship. You know what I mean? He's just kind of Larry David hanging out with older friends who are usually in couples, right? That's kind of the whole weirdness is like the couple, usually the women in the relationship of his male friends, or the male in some cases, because sometimes he has a female friend, right? Inviting him to things. Usually he's always the weird one because it's just like he's this single guy who just kind of just wants to hang out and rant, which is like, I'm like, man, Larry David, me when I'm 50. Oh no.
50's pretty fucking generous.
Yeah. So he's at a dinner party. And, they clank glasses. And first, he comments about how, that's a weird social thing. And then, of course, a bunch of the guests get all weird. Like, why are you commenting that this is weird? He's like, I don't know. Isn't it weird that we all feel we have to customary cheers if one person wants to cheers or something? It's not that we shouldn't cheers. It's just, shouldn't we cheers over things that make us want to cheers? So if you two cheers over something that is just something that you guys get, well, cool. Like, why do we need to cheers? Like, I don't know.
This is you. You're literally just describing
yes,
yourself.
because he overthinks everything, right, about society.
You're describing yourself. This is amazing. Ryan Powers. I always thought you were Don Cherry, but you're actually Don Cherry and Larry.
No,
David
because I'm too cultured. I'm too cultured to be Don Cherry, right? Exactly. I'm just cultured enough.
Yeah, you're
I think
fucking
Larry David's
Larry
a little more
David.
cultured than I am, but yeah. Anyway, he then goes to take a drink of water, and it's tap water, so he remarks about how it's tap water, and he's like, it tastes bad because it doesn't taste really good, and it has things in it. And so the lady hosting the party gets super offended and leaves the room, right? And then when she leaves the room, everyone else at the dinner party makes a joke about how they hate her tap water. And then they're like, but you just don't say that. And she comes back offended and asks him to apologize. And then she goes, no one else here doesn't like the tap water. Even my husband here likes it, don't you, honey? And he drinks it, and he doesn't swallow it. He's like, it's really good. And then she doesn't say anything. She's like, yes. So you know what? You either apologize or you have to leave. So he leaves the dinner party, and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. At some point, someone has to say something. If all of you don't like the tap water, maybe you should just politely tell the girl, get a filter on her water, or get a Brita, right? Whatever. Like, even a Brita's not that expensive, like $30 at Walmart.
Yeah. I remember I was
that's
watching...
not that socially weird to tell someone when you go eat at their place. That, like, I'm not a person who has a problem with drinking tap water, but I know some people who do, and I can understand that, right? It's a weird phobia, but some people have it, right? But it's another weird scene that's created by that social situation would normally never be brought up because most people would just drink the tap water. And then after the fact say, well, we have filters for a reason, right? Like, this just reinforces their idea of why they have a filter, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily attacking the person who doesn't have a filter. But, yeah. But you're right, Larry David. Anyway.
I watched one of the isolated scenes where, also a dinner party, but a different dinner party, where there's a veteran who everyone thanks for his service, and he doesn't.
Oh yes, I've seen that one.
Yeah, and then he also gets kicked out of that dinner party.
Yes. It's a callback because I've actually seen that whole episode. I actually watched that, not recently. I've seen some of those clips, not maybe a week ago, but. I did watch that whole episode. That was one of those shows whenever I'd see it on. I never always watched all the episodes.
No, but if you saw it on, you're like, yeah, I'll watch
that
this.
show that he was the guy who created and wrote Seinfeld, which that makes a lot more sense. Weird how the guy who overanalyzes everything understands situational things a lot better than, you know what I mean? It's like, you just spend your whole time studying that. Anyway, he, there's a callback in that episode, or that clip, because the moment Kyle's talking about is obviously where he doesn't, you know, a military guy shows up, a veteran, you know, who's getting married to one of the dinner guests'
daughter or something.
daughters.
Yeah, fuck me, this
yeah.
fight's stupid. Ugh.
And everyone shakes his hand and says thanks him for his service because he's a Marine. That's just very in the States it's very customary. It's sort of customary here, but only during like ceremonies or events, right? Normally people don't make a big deal about, like, someone doesn't introduce themselves as a former Marine or former military commonly here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They usually have their day on Remembrance Day where they're in uniform. If there's a situation where you meet someone that you meet someone and you know they're in military, or police or whatever, it's customary to say yeah. But like in a social situation, if you're out at the bar and you're just talking to someone, they don't know, you know what I mean? It's like you just say hey, right? Yeah. But like, so they all shake his hand and say hey, thank you for your service. And then it gets to Larry and he's just as polite as genuinely polite as you can give it. Like he went full ham, like trying to be polite, and he's like, nice to meet you. And it was like, you could tell the sincerity in his voice. You're just like, he really is pleased to meet you. Like he's trying to be as polite as possible here. And then
everyone else gave him
the
shit
dude
about
gets
it.
Like the military guy gets offended and leaves.
No, he doesn't get
So
offended. He was totally fine with it, wasn't he?
No,
Like,
because
everyone else
if you
got
actually
offended?
continue through that scene, he backs away. The whole situation's awkward, and then he excuses himself, and that's when she kicks him out. That's when the mother of the daughter kicks him out and says, you know what, just leave. But before she kicks him out, he says to her, because she's making salmon, and in an earlier part of the episode, they're at a dinner, of course, and a waiter comes up and says, this is the special, and on the menu, so it's not on the menu, and it's like a type of salmon that's sautéed, right? And Larry says, can you get the chef to broil that for me? And then he says, actually, ask him first. If he says when you get to broil it, he makes a face, come back and tell me the face. Because if it's a weird face, then you know what? It's okay. Just saute it. I don't want to make a big fuss, but if he's okay doing a broil, and then the waiter comes back,
face. Wasn't that what?
And then the waiter comes back and tries to sell the face. So Larry says, okay, he didn't make that big of a face and broils it. So when he's at this dinner party, she goes, we're making salmon. He's like, actually, can you broil mine instead of saute it? And I just, it's just like Larry's the pickiest, most ridiculous. And that's when she was like, you know what? No, listen, really?
Get the fuck out of here! Yeah.
I'm not broiling. Listen.
Explosion.
Also, later in that same episode, he goes back and talks to the chef and asks him the face he made. And the chef makes a way bigger face, so then he goes and tells the waiter that he was lying, and he made a face, and then he's like, but it's not that big of a deal, it's just a clash of faces, and then he leaves. I'm like, oh, Larry David, what are you even...
Larry David.
Can you imagine being bugged by him on a regular day? Ugh. Anyway.
If he was as charming as Larry David, I'd be okay with it, though.
Time to settle things for good.
There is like an old person just... doesn't understand society, charm.
Which is ironic because actual Larry David very clearly understands everything all of the time.
So what you're telling me is I can't pull that off yet because I'm too young. People are
Yes.
like, why don't you understand? So when I'm older and gray, it'll work.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm telling you.
I'll be wandering around the grocery store and people just be like, oh, this guy doesn't understand. But it's okay. We'll walk him to where he needs to be or whatever. And then, thank you very much, lady. Kind people.
Yeah,
I need a
know
cane.
What? Yeah, you need some more time before you can pull this off.
Wow.
Alright, I think that'll do it for this episode, everybody. Next time, we'll keep talking about Larry David. Probably not.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is in general a pretty
Good show.
It's a pretty good show. Yeah, it's easy to just watch episodes. I'm like, this is
yeah, you can jump
this is
in
just situational.
wherever
Life.
you want.
Yep.
See you guys next time.
Oh yes. Yep. Later.